Okay, good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another day of PE with Mr. McShain. Today,
You'll see that you hear that relaxing music in the background because today we're going to get to do something called Tai Chi.
yes, Tai Chi. It's a martial art.
So, the reason we're doing Tai Chi today is for the last couple of weeks we've been working on a lot of different skills and a lot of different activities that will help us become better athletes and that will develop certain skills, body skills, that will help us be successful in whatever games we play. Today's skill is balance. Now, there's a lot of things that can help you with balance, right? And we're going to talk about two types of balance today.
Number one, we're talking about static balance. Static balance is where you're just balanced on a body part, maybe on your hands, and you're holding it for at least 3 seconds. Your body is balancing in a static, stationary position. The second type of balance, ready, is dynamic balance. Dynamic balance.
Dynamic balance is you keeping your balance as you're moving. It's one thing to be stationary and balanced. It's another thing to be able to move around and maintain your balance and be able to change directions when you want. That is a very important and very necessary skill in any sport, in any activity, in any game. So 2 balances today: static balance, dynamic balance. We're going to use a little bit of both. And to do that, we're going to use a martial art called Tai Chi. Tai Chi. Chi is a martial art that's all about smooth movements. Smooth movements. Sometimes the movements are fast. Sometimes the movements are very slow. But at all times, the movements are smooth like water. And at all times, we are balanced. No matter where we go in our movements, everything is balanced. We never want to get too far outside our center of balance. Now, when we say center of balance, usually it's right in the middle of our body, around our belly button, but our center of balance can move depending on where our weight is. So if you shift your weight, your center of balance will shift too. And if our center of balance goes too far over where we're balancing on, then we lose our balance, right? So and it can be backwards too. If your center of balance, see how my feet are on the ground, that's where I'm balancing on, the weight's on top of that. If my center of balance, which is right around here in the middle, shifts too far back, I lose my balance. Now, in a lot of activities, in a lot of sports, things like gymnastics, we lose our balance, but then we regain it. We do a flip, but then we regain our balance. So it's this graceful art of losing your balance. In things like sports or Tai Chi or martial arts, we want to make sure we're keeping our balance the whole time. We are never losing our balance. So, like everything we do, we want to start slow, right? Now, the beauty of martial arts is it's about self-discipline. It's about balancing yourself. It's about making sure your body is under control. But eventually, you might get to the point where you want to do martial arts with a partner. And I'm going to show you a few moves that you can do that will be a little bit more fun, because I like a little bit more one-on-one. But it's also it's great if you're interested in self-defense. But for now, we're not worried about any of that. We want to work So at any point in this video, if you want to practice something like Mr. McShane's moving on and you want to practice it, pause that video, take your time, and practice those movements until you got it. All right, you ready? Okay, so first movement. We want to make sure we're balanced. This is our starting position. Our hands are here. You can do it with me. Our hands are here. Hands are here. We're breathing in through our nose. You should feel your belly go out and out through our mouths. In through your nose. Out through your mouth. In through your nose. Out through your mouth. You should be doing this with me right now. In through your nose. Out through your mouth. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see my belly go out. In through your nose. Out through your mouth. In through your nose. Out through your mouth. Now you want to continue to keep breathing in through your nose. Out through your mouth. No matter what we're doing today, keep breathing through the exercises. Any movement we do, keep breathing with it. And a lot of the movements, you can match your arm movements to your breathing. So the first one is where the sun rises, is where our feet are about shoulder width. So make sure not too far, because again, you lose your balance. It's a little harder. Not too short, because then your center of balance, it's easy for it to tip over, right? So you want about a shoulder width. There you go, looking good, looking good. And then the sun rises, I breathe in, and I'm lifting my arms right around shoulder width. See how my hands are kind of like a beak, like pointing to the ground? And then as I go down, I breathe out. Remember, everything under control. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe in. Excellent. And it's not a flappy arm. Everything is under control. Everything is smooth. Like water. Good. Okay, that's the first move. Now we're going to start to combine a lot of different poses and moves together. And then at the end of all of them, once we've learned them all, we can start adding them together, and we'll have a full-on routine. Okay. So obviously that's our first one. So now the second one is we're going to take a small step back. Remember, we always want to try and make sure we keep our balance. So everything is. So we've done our sun rises. We take a small step back. And we lift up the bird. We're looking at this beautiful bird. So what we've done, I've lifted up the bird. Come a little closer so you can see. I've lifted up the bird, and it's almost like I'm staring at it, like it's a mirror. The bird's looking at me. I'm looking at the bird. This hand is facing my face. This hand is going to be petting its tail. So let me show you that again. So, as I'm stepping backwards, I lift up the bird and pet its tail. Good. Now I'm going to do it on the other side. Right? I step back, I lift the bird, I pet its tail. Simple, right? So, how that looks together is your sun will rise. rises. We have a pet the bird's tail. Okay, the next one is after we pet the bird's tail, we're going to make a ball, like a big ball, push it away. Make a ball, we keep breathing, push it away. Make a ball, push it away. Good, so let's put all three together. Ready? I'm back to my starting position. Sun rises up. Lift the bird and pet its tail as we step back. Bird, pet its tail. Make the ball. Push it away. Excellent work. I love how we're keeping breathing. All right, so we have sun rises. Lift the bird's tail, make the ball, push it away. Okay, after we've pushed the ball away, right, we're going to raise up the curtain and separate the folds. Once again, we're going to raise up the curtain, like we're raising up a curtain in our house, and then open it up, separate the folds. Good. And you see how this one is still holding on the curtain? This hand is opening it up. So from the beginning, sun rises. Step back, pet the bird's tail. Make the ball. Raise the curtain. Attacking. So from here, I block the monkeys away. I block the monkeys away. So once again, I've raised the curtain. I've separated the folds. Oh no, there's monkeys. I block the monkeys. I block the monkeys. Good. So all together. Ready? Shake it out, nice and balanced. Good. The sun rises. Pet the bird's tail. Everything is smooth. Raise the ball. Push it away. Let's raise that curtain. So I block the monkeys. I'm moving into the final pose of our routine. Okay, and as it's coming through, okay, I can squat down, and the sun sets, and I'm maintaining my balance throughout. Now, you could stop there and just do it once, but these are meant to be done continuously. So right after I finish and the sun sets, I'm going right back into the sun rises. So we're going to do those for a couple minutes together. Just going to go right through all the different poses. Follow with me. As we're getting better at this, I encourage you to start stepping further, bending deeper, being stronger with your movements, but breathing the whole time. Everything is smooth like water. Water is the epitome of balance. It never loses its balance, never has to regain its balance because it's always balanced. All right, let's do this. You ready? Okay. Sun rises. up my sides. Same thing. I'm gonna pet the bird's tail, but this time I'm lifting the other hand. Pet the bird's tail. Making the ball. Pushing it away. Lifting the curtain. Separating the folds. Locking the monkeys. Locking the monkeys. New day or sunsets. And again, breathe with me. Bird's tail. Make the ball. Push it away. Curtain goes up. Lock the monkeys. Lock the monkeys. Sun sets. Good job. Now we just did that 4 times. Again, you could pause it, rewind it, and keep going. Practicing this. You could spend 5 minutes every day. If you do that, you will find that your breathing gets better. Not only are you calmer and more centered in your mind, but you'll start to notice your movements are more in control, you're more balanced, and that's important in so many levels. Being able to be both static balanced and dynamic balance in any activity is extremely important. Extremely important. Now, here's for a little bit more fun. Ready? So, and I might have to come get might have to get my wife to help me with this. But basically, all those movements, they're called a martial art for a reason too. As much as it is about control and water, and it looks kind of silly, I'm going to show you why it's also self-defense. Students, also my best co-coaches. All right, Sensei Hunter, say hi, Hunter. All right, and also my wife Janae. All right, so we've learned a couple different poses with the Tai Chi movements, right? Well, let me show you the first one. You know this one we did at the beginning? Okay, well, let me show you how that can be applied to someone coming at you. So let's say you have an attacker and goes to grab your shirt. Oh no, they're grabbing my shirt, and they might be like, give me your money. Well, because I'm balanced, I'm going up, okay, and now I have her wrist, or his wrist, whoever it is. And now look, I'm balanced, and they're not. I can do whatever I want with their arms because I am balanced, right? A lot of times it'll be separation, and I walk away. So that's one. Boom, boom. I'll show you that a little faster. She comes at me again. Boom. Right? I'm nice and balanced and under control. Now it might seem okay, we're just doing this, but you see how it applies. All right. The bird's tail. Same thing. Someone goes for me. Maybe they go to throw a punch. Right? Boom. Bird's tail. I'm looking at it. Right? Looking at it. Or let's say it's the other way. They come. Bird's tail. Boom. And I pet the bird's tail. You see how I'm able to make them go wherever I want? I love my wife for letting me do this. But again, she goes to throw the punch. I pet the bird's tail. Boom. And now I'm in control. Notice how I'm balanced and her center of balance is wherever I want it to be. Simple, pet the bird's tail. All right, and one more. You know how we did the monkeys? Well, again, if someone's going for my face, the same thing. She comes at me or they come at me, boom, right? And I'm balanced. I'm keeping my balance, my center of balance throughout every activity. Same thing with the ball. I'm standing here, I'm balanced. Someone comes around me and puts their arms around me, right? I lift my ball, right? I step away. Now normally, let's say they come in from the front, okay? I lift my ball, I separate. All of these things have an application in martial arts. So that's Tai Chi for today. Hope you had fun, hope you enjoy it. Keep working on your balance, and I'll see you next week for PE with Mr. McShain. Have a great week, guys.